Okay, so now we have our indicator built. You can see it's sticking out front here. And let's look at this code that we did a couple weeks ago, which was how to do a right 90-degree turn. And here it is. Now, first of all, for this lab today, we're going to disable this code, okay? So just when tapped, I'm just going to drag this and get rid of it, okay? I don't want that to be running because if it shakes, it'll run and move. I don't want that. We just did that to kind of play around with it. So we're going to get rid of that. But let's take a look at our code. If we look, our turns were measured at less than -85 for the left turn and bigger than 85 for the right. Now, why wouldn't I put bigger than 89 if we want 90? Because that's a little bit bigger. Because what we find is that if we put 90 there, it goes way too far. So we tried 85. Let's see how good that does now that we have something to actually measure it with and to see exactly where our turn ended up. So I'm just going to press play and download that code. And our robot is running the code right now. I'm going to disconnect it. You want to run your turns and measure your turns with the USB cord disconnected so that we can make sure that it's not dragging it and making it stop sooner or later than it would normally. Now, the first thing we got to do is we have to line up these axles. So see the middle of this axle, not the outside, not this side, right in the middle is going to line up with this line. And the same thing over here, right in the middle of this is going to line up with this line. And you need to get your head right over the top of it and look straight down at it, looking straight down to eliminate parallax. Parallax is how things appear to move when your head moves. It's not really the object moving, of course. It's that the way you're looking at it changed, so it looks different to you. So this is a little off. I can't get the camera perfect, but when I look at it straight up and down, this is lined up very well, about like that. Okay. So now I'm going to just run the right button and let's see what a turn of greater than 85 does. Does that give us about 90? Let's see. Well, if it was 90 degrees exactly, this thing should be stopped exactly on that line. But you can see now that we can see this, we can see that it's not stopping on the line. It's going too much. All right. So what we're going to do is let's go back. I'm going to back off this number. Instead of 85, let's do something smaller. Let's try 80, okay? Let's go back and let's see what the left turn does when it has -85. Let's reset this thing. Again, the code is still running. And let's see if the left turn does okay with -85 for the number. Uh-oh. Not quite as bad, but you can see still this is not lined up with the line. If it was lined up, we'd be able to look down through those holes and we'd see the line right in the middle. Sorry, that's not okay. We can't do that. So let's go back to our screen here. And let's edit this one. Instead of -85, let's try this one down to -80 also. Now these should be about the same, but you might have to give one more than the other. All right? Okay, cool. So there it is. We've made our changes, but we have to download those to our robot. So I'm going to plug that back in. No, that's the wrong one. Whoops. That's what we want. Plug that back in, and let's download that code. And this is going to change it to -80 and +80 for the stop numbers. If we're lucky, it'll overshoot by 10 degrees and it'll stop right where we want it. But let's see. Okay, so I've downloaded that. And let's go back to our robot. Okay, so now we're running the new code that's been updated. And I'm going to disconnect it. Again, get right over the top so I can see exactly where it's pointing. Okay, that looks lined up pretty good. And let's go ahead and press right turn. Oh, hey, that's a little bit better, isn't it? Cool. Now let's take a look here. I'm looking straight down at it, and it looks like 80 made it so it didn't turn quite enough. We need just a little bit more. So I'm going to change that one to 81 because you can see it's almost there, but the line isn't in the middle of the circles. So I could do a little bit better than that. So I'll go back, and I'm going to try 81 here, just a little bit more because 80 didn't get quite far enough. We need to go a little bit more, but not 5 degrees more. We've already tried 85, and that was not enough. That was too much. So 81 would be good. Okay, so let's go back and let's try the left turn and see how that's working. We've almost got this done. Okay, cool. There's that. I'm going to do my left turn. And again, this is the left turn at 80. Yep. Same problem. You can see it's not quite far enough. It's close, but not quite far enough. So let's go back to this one, and we'll change that to 81 as well. Oh, excuse me, negative 81. Negative 81. All right. Cool. So got that. Let's reconnect. Let's download our code. Okay, code's in there. Remove the USB so it can turn more accurately. And now we're going to try our 81 degree turns and see if that gives us an actual turn of 90. Make sure, I'm just really looking to make sure that I'm right over the top. We've got those lined up perfectly. Hey, that's pretty good. Now I know it just may not look exactly like it on here, but I'm looking straight down at it, and that's about as close I think as we're going to get. All the line goes in the right direction. Looks pretty good. Man, that one, I'm looking at this right over the top. It could not be any more perfect. So now look, for my robot, and yours might be different. Yours might be 82 or 85 or something like that. For my robot, I now have my turns tuned perfectly. So I'm going to go back into the software. Let's go right back here. And again, I've deleted the part that moves forward. We can always put that back out later when we need it, if we need it. But for now, I have these turns set up just right. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to save that. And I'm going to call it 90-degree gyro turns tuned, because now I have them tuned perfectly, and save that. And then we'll use that video when we go to solve the maze. Thanks, everybody. So get yours done, and when you have these turns tuned up just perfectly, you'll need to demonstrate that yours is ready to go on to the next step, and just show me that yours is ready. And then we'll get you graded for that. In the next video, we're going to put these turns to use for something useful. And that something is going to be solving a PVC pipe maze. So that's pretty awesome. I think you're going to really enjoy this one. Thanks, everyone.